Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie, and today we are reading two short books. As always, this vlog started as something, and then I was being indecisive, so it became something else. So I read these two books. I gave one of them a 5-star and one of them a 2.5 star. Take your guesses now as to which is which. And then you also see me try to figure out what to read next and reject whatever I come up with. So without further ado, keep watching. Okay, so I had to work much later than I thought. It's 9:30 now, so I'm going to start this. A house at the bottom of a lake, and I'm just gonna go ahead and read the back, okay? The story begins. Young lovers, anxious to connect, agree to a first date, thinking outside the box. At 17 years old, James and Amelia can feel the rest of their lives beginning. They have got this summer and this summer alone to experience the extraordinary. That's depressing. But they didn't expect to find it in a house at the bottom of a lake. The house is cold and dark, but it's also their own. Caution be damned until being carefree becomes dangerous, for the teens must decide. Swim deeper or drown? No, I'm just kidding. Swim deeper into the house, all the while falling deeper in love, or return to the surface, to safety, to sanity. Whatever they do, they will never be able to turn their backs on what they discovered together and what they learned. Just because a house is empty doesn't mean nobody's home. Ooh! I hope this plays a little bit with like sanity or like what is reality, because that's something I've really been enjoying this year. But also, I wonder if they're actually in love or if it's gonna be like, oh, these are just kids being horny or something. Let's read the first sentence. Chapter 1. It's the best first date I've ever heard of. Okay, well, based on page 1, they literally just met. They've had their first conversation. And they're being so fucking awkward that it's painful but also cute, because me too. Okay, I'm about 50 pages in, and honestly, so far, like, nothing bad has happened. And it honestly feels like it could be like a James and the Giant Peach kind of story, like a kid's story, where they just find this magical, cool thing, and then they go discover it. And there's low stakes. However, because I know that this author wrote Bird Box, which is a horror novel, and it's scary, I'm definitely kind of getting scared reading this, just because they found the house at the bottom of a lake and they've gone down. And I don't know what it is about scary things happening in the water and just the thought of something unseen like grabbing your feet. I cannot sit right now with my feet on the ground. I have them up under me. And if it's already scary now and literally nothing has happened, this is gonna be fun to read, but I feel like it's gonna be fun to read at night. So I'm debating whether or not I should stay up and finish it. Hey guys, it's Sunday and I did not stay up because my husband went to bed and I was not about to voluntarily give myself up to the demons of the night. So I'm like a third of the way through. I'm gonna read some more before I have to work again. It's daytime, however, I'm in the house alone. So I'm hoping I get just as creeped out as I was last night. Okay, wait, just a tiny thing. First of all, the main character, Amelia, the girl, she has more intuition, like that's written. Like she has these thoughts that come to her, like someone is talking or that she's talking to herself. And she has no idea why she's saying it, but like she knows what's going on deep inside. And she's the one who saw the tunnel to the lake. And whenever there are two characters, a boy and a girl, and the girl sees something that the boy doesn't, and then they are driven into that direction, I always am like, is this an Adam and Eve story? So I am keeping that in mind as I move forward. Okay, they just referenced the Garden of Eden and the apple. It says neither of them gave a hoot about religion, but the analogy was spot on. I think so. I finished the book. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. First of all, I have no idea what happened. I'm not smart enough to understand that, okay? But nevertheless, I enjoyed this so thoroughly. And all I want to do is read about this book. I haven't looked at anyone's reviews on it yet, and I literally cannot wait. It's so funny because it changed so much in narration. Like in the very beginning, it was very simple, and they spoke, the main characters, very plainly and very almost curtly. And then by the end, it was very descriptive. And I think that is kind of an Adam and Eve thing, because they ate the fruit and they gained the knowledge. But As for what happened in the house, I don't know. And I remember thinking, like, how are they going to end this? And I feel like that was a great ending. But I don't know. I don't know what it means. I have to give this 5 stars. I mean, I have to. Just because I'm thinking so much about it. Oh, I wish I had read this in one sitting in the dark. It definitely was creepy as fuck in some places. Like I was creeped out, like, ooh. But it wasn't actually that scary, which is really impressive. All I can do is sit here and just try to think. Just the descriptions of the water in the last couple chapters was amazing. Just how everything, I don't want to spoil anything. And I don't know how to spoil anything because I don't know what the fuck just happened. If any of you have read this, let me know your thoughts below. Wow, I need to log this into Goodreads and start reading some reviews. Okay, I'm taking a quick break while I'm working, but I just thought I could choose my next book because I have so much shit to read. But I'm kind of feeling just, very flaky right now. I could try to see if I own anything else that was published in that year. So let me go get the book. Okay, it was published in 2016. Oh my God, am I gonna have to go through all my books and look for the publication date? I guess I could just look it up. Oh, that's a lot of work, ain't it? Or I can look up, hold on. Books published in 2016. Okay, we have a few that I've read already. We've got It Ends With Us with Colleen Hoover. I've read that. Unfortunately, I read that. I don't have any of this. Ooh, Dark Matter, I really want to read that. Scythe. That's the first one on this Goodreads list that I actually own. Is this my time to read it? It's right here. It smells delicious, but it's 430 pages. Let me read the first sentence, see if it's giving me any feels. Chapter 1. The Scythe arrived late on a cold November afternoon. Boring as fuck. For some reason, I really just don't want to read Scythe right now, so I'm gonna try looking up short books published in 2016. It sent me to the same website. Let me see what else I own on this list that I haven't read. Every Heart a Doorway. Ooh, that's short, and I literally just got it in the mail today. Oh my gosh. My camera. Flirting? Oh my gosh, this is my moment. My Shauna Maguire introduction. I have heard great things about this series. I think, how many are they there? Oh my gosh, the 8th one is being published next year. But they're so short and sweet. I actually have no idea what this series is about. Don't judge me for buying it without knowing. Let's read the description. And I'm sorry for my neighbor's dog. Children have always disappeared under the right conditions, slipping through the shadows under a bed or at the back of a wardrobe, tumbling down rabbit holes and into old wells and emerging elsewhere, or somewhere else. Same thing. But magical lands have little need for used up miracle children. Nancy tumbled once, but now she's back. The things she's experienced, they change a person. The children under Mrs. West's care understand all too well. Taylor Swift song. And each of them is seeking a way back to their own fantasy world. But Nancy's arrival marks a change at the home. There's a darkness just around each corner, and when tragedy strikes, it's up to Nancy and her newfound schoolmates to go to the heart of things, no matter the costs. Okay, I mean, sounds short and sweet. It kind of sounds like House on the Cerulean Sea, but like maybe a little darker, which would be excellent. Man, I'm so happy. Look what a little internet research can get to you. I can't talk today. In other news, along with some book mail, I also got this random cylindrical package. I had no idea what it was. The only thing I order is books, so I opened it. And look at this! Inside was the poster for this new release. I think it's called What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. But yeah, Tor.com actually sent it to me. Like, little old me with 170 subscribers. I actually have no idea how they got my address. Maybe from my Goodreads or NetGalley, which I deleted because I don't like reading ebooks. Either way, I was planning on pre-ordering that book. I think it comes out either late this month, early next month. Let me research on the internet. It comes out July 12th, and I think it's a retelling of Edgar Allan Poe, which, if you know, I recently read another retelling. The Initial Insult by Mindy McGinnis. Wow, there were so many Poe references in here. Some of them I'm afraid I didn't even get. I got about 8 though, maybe less. I might be bragging. In the mail today though, I did get this. This is 13 reimaginations of Edgar Allan Poe's most popular tales, 13 of them, and the original Poe stories are in here as well. So that's pretty cool, and the cover is amazing. So I definitely want to make this a priority. Let's see, I think it's the Fall of the House of Usher, so I'll definitely be rereading that. That one I'm pretty familiar with because I think the second book, hold on, I have to just show it to you because I can. The Last Laugh. This one I believe was mostly the Fall of the House of Usher, or maybe it was The Telltale Heart. Whatever. The fact is that I'm a Poe girly. I almost said ho girly. I'm gonna shut up now. Okay, let's read the first sentence of Every Heart a Doorway, this book. It starts off saying, there was a little girl. The girls were never present for the entrance interviews. Interesting. Hey guys. I have is it. I'm on page 102 of this book. I'm almost done. There's only like 170 pages in here. And I really like the concept of this. Hold on. I live on a military base. So, 1 minute.
Are you filming me?
Yeah. Okay, where was I? I like the concept of this, that basically these kids in the real world, or what we know as a real world, like right here, me, you, they find these passageways into these other realms or alternate realities, I don't really know. And they spend some time there. Some kids like it, some kids don't, but the ones who are at this school miss those homes because they were somehow brought back to the real world. And just the thought of like learning all of the different worlds, that sounds so cool. And understanding the logic of how they classify them, because there's like 4 different types. And then like under those types, there's like subsets and then the one realm. Anyway, I don't understand half of it, but our main girl, Nancy, who we're following here, she was in like the halls of the dead or something like that, the underworld. So there are retellings in here, and I've said in a couple other videos lately that I've been really loving retellings, but not only just retellings, but just the storytelling of a story that made no sense. So like every book tells a story, obviously, but the act of telling tales I've really been liking. So Nancy is sort of a Persephone. There's also Jack and Jill. I think there's a Frankenstein, there might be a Dracula's Bride, Helen of Troy, and then probably some original tales. So that part of it I'm really, really liking. And then a couple of the children are being murdered. So there's sort of a mystery afoot. The characters, like the children themselves, are older than, say, The House in the Cerulean Sea. They're like teenagers, 17 years old. The thing that I'm not really vibing with is this overall message of accept yourself, accept everyone else. I feel like they're really just repeating the same lesson over and over again, and it is getting a little irritating. Not to mention they're really trying to make this emotional, which I think could happen organically. However, this is a very short little book, so they're shoving everyone's story down our throat and they're making us want to cry about them. I'm being insensitive right now. But right now, I do like the story, and I am curious about who's killing these children. But depending on the ending, I might not pick up the whole series. I'll probably read the next one, because I hear that every other story has a different vibe. I forget what I heard about this. So like the first, third, fifth, and seventh have one vibe, and that you guys know how to count. Why am I doing that? So I'm gonna finish it, and I will let you know my final thoughts in just a second. Okay, wait, they're melting a body in a tub of acid in a 4-clawed bathtub. But in Breaking Bad, we learn that that is not a thing that you can do. Sorry, that literally has nothing to do with the book. It's just something I thought of. Okay, finished it. I don't think it's for me. I think the concept is really fascinating. I like the idea of a found family and of like a boarding school situation. I love the representation in here. Our main character was Ace. And I thought maybe I just didn't like how quickly they were moving through things, but I think I realized that there's a lot more telling rather than showing. So there's a lot more dialogue versus like narration or prose. And I think that is just not the writing style that I seek or that really grabs me. So I don't know that I will continue in this series because I honestly wanted to DNF it and it's only like 170 pages. I feel like if it was more about the worlds, maybe I would have been more interested, but then it turned into like this murder mystery that wasn't really that interesting.
Wow, you're crabby.
And it almost felt like a children's story besides all the murder happening. And it's so funny because, so the girl that was in the acid tub, her body, I'm not gonna spoil how, but it comes out of the tub and one drop of acid goes on the stone floor and it sizzles a hole into the stone. However, the tub is made of porcelain. That doesn't make sense. Which is stupid because I don't even like it when things make sense and like I never argue for sense. I'm just stuck on that one little detail like an annoying person. But yeah, I am a little disappointed because I thought I'd really vibe with this, but I just don't think it's for me. I'll probably give it like a part of me wants to say I want to give it 2 stars just because it did nothing. No, it didn't do nothing for me. I like the storytelling, I like the representation, I like the concept. I gotta give it a 2.5, I think. I just didn't really like it. It didn't hit with me, although I could definitely see how some people would love it. Okay, I'm having trouble figuring out what I want to read next. These are the books that are instantly, I've been like telling myself I want to read, but now faced with the option, I'm like, because I'm being really annoying. So I do have this little jar of books. Well, there's not books in here. They're little pieces of paper with the names of books on them. And they're of all the books that I've owned for many years that I have not read. Now, I did pull one of these out previously in a TBR. I did not read that book because I just didn't. So this could be a total flop, but I'm going to challenge myself to read no matter what, whatever book I pull out of here, which could be very scary. Okay. No. I cannot read that. That is the oldest book I've had on physically owned. I've half read it like 12 times. I can't do it. For my mental health, let's just pretend that didn't happen.